What's up, ladies and gentlemen? ChuckfinleLP here. Let us play Sonic Generations Part 9. We are here in front of the first challenge gate for Sky Sanctuary. And as I explained in Part 8, but just for those of you who didn't watch, I will be doing. This is the style that I'm sadly going to be able to that I can do it in. I will do 2 complete zones per video. So here I'm going to do Sky Sanctuary, both Act 1s and 2, and then I will then do I'll do Sky Sanctuary here, and then I'll do Speed Highway, both Acts 1 and 2, and then I will end the video, and then in the next video I will continue on in the Dreamcast era. I was originally hoping to do 3 zones per video, just so I could 3 eras per video, but I just don't have the time or the hard drive space to do that, sadly. So this is the format that I'm going to have to do it in. And these aren't going as fast as I thought they would be. I was hoping that they would go a lot faster. I will see how things go, depending on, and that will play into whether I can make more or not. If this seems to go faster because the intro is not going to be as long and I can just jump right into it, I will try and do more than 2 eras per video, or 2 zones per video, but the way everything's looking right now, I believe that's all I'm going to be able to do. But anyway, so this is the Doppelganger race. You know, for those of you who already know, it's a time trial, a race that where you just have to race the computer. I still believe that it is actually the computer instead of or I'm sorry, I believe it's actually the way like developers for Sonic Generations, like, you know, people from Sega that helped the game. As I've explained before, you know, a lot of as I've explained before, you know, a lot of developers like to do that. They, you know, they'll add their own timed scores in. And I believe this will actually be a different path that I've never taken before, that I will take to get one of the red star rings. It is a slower path, so for a doppelganger race you do not want to take it, but this is one of the paths that we will need to take to get one of the red star rings, and sadly I may not actually end up winning this. I don't know. Well, there you go, that says it all right there. Now I believe if you die, I believe everything is kind of paused, and wherever the doppelganger was at the start, he will be there again. So, you know, like, say if he was a good ways away from you and you die, he will still be there, I believe. I'm not 100% sure because I've actually never died on a doppelganger race before. This is actually the first time, but I've never taken this path before on a doppelganger race. Sadly, this is a very slow path that is not good at all for speed. All this does is just put me on one of the other paths for. Oh, okay. I guess not. I could have swore that this had actually. Yeah. Okay. You can see here I'm on the inside path instead of the middle path like I was before. And rank D. So that's actually one of the, I'm sure, many rank Ds that I will get later on. But I never have much luck with the doppelganger races for classic Sonic, especially the farther on we go. Even here in the classic era, it's just not that easy for me to do. I hate these bells. There we go, Metal Harp from Sonic Adventure 2. One of Sonic's levels in Aerial Paradise. Use warp points to make your way to the goal in the allotted time. Have I already done this one? Nope. Okay. I have to make sure. I will not be redoing, as I've said before in Part 8, I will not be redoing the challenges that I have done before. The challenges that I've done for the Classic era are in Part 2. So if you want to see that challenge, go look at Part 2. it will be there. You know, it won't take very long to get to. I've done all 3 challenges that I needed to for the classic era there. Something that I haven't talked Something that I haven't talked about is you can see the background changes, like the time of day changes. While that does not reference anything outside of just the time changing, I believe it was. Wow, really? I believe it was in Sonic Advance, where you could actually have was the first Sonic game that had Sonic Advance 3 that you could have as you progress through a zone. The time would change. I believe it was in that game's Green Hill Zone, where the times would change as you the time of day would change as you went along through the level or through the different acts. And they use that in this game for some of the challenges. You know, it will be nighttime in some of these acts in Green Hill Zone. It was, as well as I believe. Yeah, I guess that's all. I guess it didn't seem to change. The time of day didn't seem to change in. Chemical Plant at all, so I guess you know, only the time of day will change if it is already day, and I don't know if every single level will have that feature available in it. It's not much of a feature, but you know. Anyway, so you can see here, time-wise, I'm already just about 7 minutes, and I've only completed, what, 2 challenges? So yeah, I'm not doing good on time at all. But Sky Sanctuary is actually a pretty slow zone by itself, especially with Classic Sonic. Modern Sonic isn't too bad, but it's definitely very slow with Classic Sonic. There's a challenge over there that I need to get to. Ring time challenge. Use ring time to get a set number of rings and reach the goal. And okay, I guess I can read this during the loading screen. Use ring time to get a set number of rings and reach the goal in time to earn the ring time skill. So this is another skill that we can gain. I believe there is 1 skill for each Sonic in every zone. Okay, so you just have to wait for a bunch of enemies to appear, like here. And then as you go along, the enemies will continue to change into rings until you run out of the ring time. You see here, they once again are changing into enemies, and the Death Egg is still rising in the background there. Now, you want to be able to save these. Oh, wow. I hope I'll be able to still get it. I doubt I will be able to now, but you never know. So now this is where you would want to use a fresh one instead of wasting it. Well, I guess it's not really wasting it like I did, but it seems to come up pretty fast. You don't have to worry about dying, you know, because of enemies popping up. And the rings don't seem to disappear as fast as I thought they would, which is nice, but I guess they do disappear once the ring time is over, so you do have to be careful for that crap. I doubt I'll be able to get it now. That'll definitely help, but yeah, I seriously doubt I'll be able to get it now. So I'll go ahead and use this again. I should make that appear, but I'm not going to. I'm not going to waste the time with it. Even though I should, because there is a tin ring down there, and that will definitely... Okay, I guess I have to. Wow, man, I ain't got a ring time, but I should be able to make it with what I've got now. At least you think I would, but maybe not. Oh, okay, I guess I have to go up instead of down. Yeah. Okay, so this is where you would want to use another ring time. Sadly, I do not have any more, but I'm hoping that... God, crap. Yeah, there ain't no way in the world I'm going to be able to make it with what I've got. So I guess all you have to do is just manage the ring times that you have and use them whenever there's a big group of enemies that could potentially kill you, and just watch out for any enemies that could kill you, and not to take too much time. Come on. So I won't use one here. I'll just remember that the enemies appear here, and remember you only get 3 rings per group of enemies, or per enemy. So it's not like you need to use it every time you see a group of enemies. You know, there is quite a few. See if I can duck and miss that. Yeah. You know, there's quite a bit of rings that you can gain just throughout the level normally. So it's not, you know, that important. Of course, you don't want to waste the ring time, but it's not extremely important that you use it every single time you see an enemy. You know, there's, like I said, there's tons of rings scattered around here, but you just want to remember that you do lose 80 rings. You know, while you're going along, if you do take damage, so you do want to be careful. You know, if you, like right now, you need to get 160 rings to be able to not, you know, to be able to comfortably take damage. And just always look around for those 10 ring boxes. I have 2 left, and we will go ahead and jump over here. Okay, so there's one up there. Guess I should have waited to save it till now. Huh, I guess it's random, the amount of rings that you can actually gain. But the rings do not disappear, so that is useful. You know, you can go in a small area like this and use quite a bit of, you know, use it and collect several rings. You want to be careful here because this is an area where you need to use it, and just be fast while you're going through here. The biggest thing is just speed. You know, you want to have to make sure that you have to make sure that you have enough speed while going through here to comfortably to use the. Oh wow. Oh wow. Yeah, it stinks. That would be nice if I had a ring time, but since I don't. There you go. Yeah, I don't. As I've said before, I don't care about the ranks. I'm not going after the ranks. Ranks don't matter for the S rank trophy. Only the going through the zones normally do. So I'm not focusing too much on the S ranks for the challenges. All right. Emerald Coast from Sonic Adventure. Alright. The Egg Robo Rush. Reach the goal in time while fending off a bevy of menacing Egg Robos. That just means that there's going to be a ton of Egg Robos for you to have to fight. And they are pretty bad. You know, they're not this difficult in the original version of the game, but they seem to fire a lot faster, and they don't give you a lot of time. Once they see you, they don't seem to give you a whole lot of time to be able to dodge. You know, you have to be very fast if you're going to dodge them. I've had better luck through here, but the first time I played through this level in part 1, I had a terrible time. Every time it seemed like every time I would see a Egg Robo, I always took damage. Something I haven't seen in. I don't think I've ever actually seen a pole like that in any original Sonic game before that I can remember. There have been different versions of it. I believe in Lava Reef Zone Act 2 there was a version of it. Maybe not. Maybe I'm thinking about a different zone. Probably from the Sonic Rush series would be a better candidate for poles like these. You can't swing around on them or anything like that to gain any extra height, so you do want to be careful. You also want to be careful using the spin dash like that. It doesn't. You cannot. Seems like you cannot slow down very well while using it. You always want to make sure that you can bounce off of as many egg robos as you can to gain as much time as possible. That always helps when it, to help you get through the levels faster. But yeah, you know, there you go. It's Sky Sanctuary. 16 minutes just to do Act 1. As I've said before, as you go along and you complete the challenges, you will put color back into different sections that don't have color, like the platform that I'm standing on, or this archway that I'm standing on right here does not have any color to it. And you have to, as I've said before, and I believe in Part 8, all you have to do is just complete all the challenges to be able to do that. 200% boost gauge challenge. Your boost gauge is doubled. Use the boost well to reach the goal in time. So that's going to be like the 300 times boost. You can have a lot of boost, but you have to manage it wisely. And I doubt it will be like the 300% boost challenge, where by the end of it I had, I believe, a quarter of the boost bar left. This one will probably force you to manage it a lot better than in in that one. Now you can see this spring here first debuted in Skyrail for in Sonic Adventure 2. That was a level for Shadow the Hedgehog. It was in the Pumpkin Hill region of the map. And this one you have to, does not work quite as well as the original did. That's what I was going to say, that's probably going to kill me, but thankfully it didn't. You cannot bounce on it to gain any height. You have to wait for it to, crap. You have to wait for it to lock on before you can continue to use it, and that's why I was having so much trouble through there. And you can see there, something that I haven't pointed out before, you use a lot of boost when you initially start off, so you have to be careful while rationing the boost as well. And there's a egg robo that shoots a missile. Never seen that one before. Like, you know, you want to, because you do not regain any boost, you have to think about it like, okay, well, you have got to be kidding me. You have to think about it like, okay, well, do I want to use it in a hallway like this? Crap. I jumped too early there. Do I want to go ahead and use the homing attack, or can I just use the boost to get through there? And that's how you manage it better. But yeah, you know, it's a great first challenge for Sky Sanctuary. I definitely don't much care for Sky Sanctuary in this game. I like it in the original, in Sonic and Knuckles, or Sonic 3 and Knuckles. I really like that level. It's a shame that it's so short, and it's not too difficult. That's why I like it. You know, it's a short, very easy, fun level. His World. That's Sonic's theme from Sonic 06, I believe. Yes. Knuckles berry treasure, press triangle to make Knuckles dig. Got medals, collect a set number, and reach the goal in time. So this is where you will be able to use Knuckles. This is about as much as you're going to get to play as Knuckles. As I've said before in part 8, Sega did not feel that that the fans wanted to play as the friend character, since they complained so much about the extra. Okay. Oh, I guess he can dig anywhere. Figured this was gonna be like the treasure hunting in other games, where he could only dig in dirt. He couldn't dig on any other types of ground. Now you want to watch out for these egg robos that shoot three lasers instead of one, but that's just because you were in a 3D level instead of oh, that was useful, I guess. Now that does not mean that there will be treasure everywhere. Only where the arrow points you, and you can hear the tone that it's giving as you get closer. It's like a poor version of the crap. I don't think you can actually jump or defend yourself while you are digging while you are letting Knuckles dig. And that's all it is. You're not actually using Knuckles. You're just telling him where to dig and pressing a button and having Knuckles dig for you. There's a lot of medals through here. So let's see, where's the first one? The first one's over here. Oh, okay, so there's only one medal through here. So you can actually move around. I'll see if you can jump. So yeah, I guess you can actually defend yourself while you're letting Knuckles dig. But you cannot tell him to dig in two places as he is already in the ground. That was a waste of time, pretty much. I'm sure that's... if I hadn't have went that way, it wouldn't have let me beat the level. A lot of the times they do give you plenty of, more than enough of these collectibles. As we've seen with the rings, they've given you more than enough rings to continue on. And so you can see you can get a clock for 10 seconds. I guess there's something. Oh, wow, really? And that's why we don't boost until we position ourselves correctly. Ah, but there's a red clock. I can take a look at it. If I can get to it. I doubt I can. Without some... Yeah, I'm not going to try, honestly. It's not worth it. Alright, let's see if we can... How we get up here. You can see, yeah, okay, so they do give you plenty. So if you don't want to take part in that really slow section... I don't believe you can actually lose them once you dig them out of the ground. As you like, they could start blinking if you don't get to them fast enough. I don't believe you can actually let them get to that point. And it's not too difficult to go ahead and get the rest of them. I don't guess. It's a clock if you even have any more time left. So these are the egg robos that will shoot the missiles at you, and I think I'm done. Well, I'll go ahead and see how much is in this. Remember, there is no bonus for collecting every single collectible, and I guess they do disappear after a while, so I guess that's why they give you so many extras. But there is no bonus for collecting every single collectible. All you have to do is just collect enough, and then that's it. And it looks like I dropped frames rapidly again. Last time it didn't have, in part 8, it didn't have any trouble, but I have got bit by it before, where the video will slow down a whole lot and become unusable. So I do apologize for the cut, but I'm going to take a look at it. I'll see you in a second. Alright, thankfully, everything seemed to be okay. The audio was, yeah, I mean, you already know how it was, but that was just a result of dropping frames rapidly. But anyway, so we'll go ahead and get this bell. Staying with the pattern of, oh, overshot it. Let's see if we can get back here and try to get it again. It's just timing, trying to get some of these, and not hitting this spring. What you want to do is hop off. Crap, again? There we go, okay. And then just timing it. That's all it is just timing. But, you know, it just, the way the audio messed it, there was just a result of use balloons to bounce extra high as you make your way to the goal on time. Gimmick challenges like this are always a pain to deal with. Just a result of the frames dropping really bad, but anyway, so. Okay, balloon bonanza. I guess the bouncing off the balloons isn't too bad in this game. I guess it's definitely improved over Sonic Colors, and you can see here they do give you an area to those clouds to jump on if you need to, but you shouldn't need to. Pretty much, you should always try to make sure that you bounce off the balloons every time. And you always you want to use the boost as little as possible while going through here. It won't help you out at all, except for maybe here. But you know, through this section, pretty much you could just look at all this like platforming, and just you know, say no. You know, there's no reason for me to use the boost through here at all, ever. But the way the balloon colors and everything, there isn't a black balloon, but the way the balloon colors are and the way that you use them to progress through the level are reminiscent of Carnival Night from Sonic 3 and Knuckles, where you could use a blue representing Sonic, a orange representing Tails. Oh, I guess the colors were orange, green, blue, orange. No, I'm sorry, not green. There wasn't a green one. Orange. Crap. Come on. Blue, orange, red, and black, representing Sonic, Tails, Knuckles, and Robotnik, respectively. Blue being Sonic, orange being Tails, red being Knuckles, and black being Robotnik. And they all did the same thing. They were just balloons, but I believe that's where the idea came from, bouncing off the balloons to gain height. And you actually had to use the balloons through one section of that level to gain some height and get up to a section, Death Egg Zone, from, I believe that's going to be the Sonic and Knuckles version. I'm not sure though. I believe if it was supposed to be the Sonic 2 version, it would be the Death Egg robot fight rather than the Death Egg Zone. So, but you know, I will definitely take a look. I'll listen to all the music either once I get in with all the challenges. I won't take a look at all the artwork. I'll save the artwork for the. Well, maybe I'll save the music for the. Yeah, that's what I'll do. I'll save the music for the wrap-up video. If you're unfamiliar with my channel, I usually do a wrap-up video at the end of a Let's Play project, just to talk about any trivia, any extra trivia that I haven't talked about, such as the game trivia, any extra info, the development behind the game, if I can find it, reviews for the game, you know, just different things about how the game was made, and just facts that not everyone knows about right offhand or just doesn't know about at all. And I'll just show off other things that I didn't either that I didn't want to show off during the main Let's Play, or just didn't get a chance to show off during the main Let's Play. But yeah, that's what I'll do. Once I get everything, I'll show all of it off, artwork and music, during the wrap-up video. But anyway, so as I said before, Doppelganger Race is pretty much like a time trial. You don't know the time. All you're doing is just racing the Ghost, which is a time thing. Oh crap! I'm too used to the challenges and there being extra oddball stuff hidden around so that you can gain extra height and different things like that. And you can see there just how big of a boost that you gain from using the left one R1 button finishing trick. It's definitely a lot more than you could gain by using the boost at least one more time. You know, because really, if you wait for it like I do, you really only have a chance to use the boost one more time. So you might as well just go ahead and use the finishing trick. Oh wow, just about messed that one up. There's actually a secondary path you can take to the right there that is, I believe, a little bit faster than this path, and I almost messed it up. I jumped way too early. This one is not like the balloon the balloon event, so you don't have to worry about it all that much. Now, to go along the shortcut, you do actually have to flip that button. Wow. Maybe I'll go ahead and flip the button to open the door, and then you have to race this egg robo in there, and I don't think I'm going to make it. There we go. To beat him to that button before he flips it. And it's just a faster way to get through there. But you have to hit the button first to open the door to make that event happen. Want to be careful through here because the floor will fall out from underneath you. And this is the section where you can lose quite a bit of time. You can see how much the doppelganger has caught up to me. But not too much, thankfully, so, there you go. Not too difficult, but the doppelganger races really aren't that difficult. It's just playing through the level just fine. No gimmicks, no BS, no nothing. Just get from the beginning to the end and just racing the ghost. That's the only thing. And out of all the challenges, I would say that is definitely my favorite kind of challenge. But anyway, let's see which way it'll go off. Okay. Artwork 98. I don't remember right off the top of my head how many pieces of artwork there are in total. High-speed hijinks, enemies move and shoot at double speed, get to the goal safely in time. That's always fun. I don't remember how many pieces of artwork there are in total, but by the end of this, the challenges you'll see, I believe it's close to 120, I believe, or yeah, I think it's close to or around 120. And you can see just how fast the egg robos move and shoot. They will shoot if they can, they will shoot 2 times at you. I believe 3, if they can. You want to be careful diving at them head on like that. What the hell? Oh, okay. Trying my best not to get hit trying to dive around the egg robo, and I had to actually bounce off of him. So you can see the biggest thing that the game is going to add are spikes that you have to dodge and maneuver around. It's nice that they added rings along that section, but it seems like they decreased the range of the ring, of how you could gain the rings from Sonic Unleashed. Sonic Unleashed, it didn't matter how far away the rings were, you could gather them very easily. But in this game, they shorten that cone, or I guess that area a lot more than in that game, which is disappointing. They should have made it better. There was nothing wrong with it. It helped you. It wasn't cheating or anything like that. It helped keep you safe and you were able to progress through the levels easier, knowing that you always had a way to gather rings if you needed to. It's really getting annoying. I think I'll just head this way instead of going up. It'll hopefully be faster. Shouldn't have to worry about ducking under those spikes. Crap. Oh, you've got to be kidding me. And this will definitely be where the slowest and the longest, well, I guess this, and then once we get to Crisis City, that will definitely take me a while, as well as, I believe Planet Wisp will be pretty bad as well. You have got to be kidding me. Oh, wow. I think both the upper and the lower paths head out that way, so that's why I'm not trying to go along this path. But I'll go ahead and give it a shot either way. It doesn't really matter. Don't know how in the world I didn't take damage there. I guess not. I guess both paths don't actually head out that way. Good to know if I could ever get up there. Finally. I'm just happy to be done with it, quite honestly. Again, this is why I hate challenges. They just, they just filled with BS. There's no reason why that should have been as difficult as it was. There was no reason whatsoever. Any day now. Wonder why this section didn't get filled with color. Hydro City Zone. Yeah, that. Oh, I guess it did. It's just so similar to the white color that it didn't look right. But anyway, so that's that zone done, thankfully. And so now we'll head over here to Speed Highway, and we will begin this set of challenges. And we'll start it off with a friend challenge. Cream Chow Hunt. Compete with Cream to find more Chow than her and reach the goal. This, if you noticed in the description, it had Sonic and Cream running there. It was daytime. This is the only time you'll see the daytime Speed Highway, unlike in Sonic Adventure, where you can see both the nighttime and the daytime in one level. I guess morning. This is also another cameo for the Chow. There was a very small cameo just on the billboards and everything like that, but in this event, you could call this a cameo. Well, it's not really a cameo. It's this is actually where Chow are in. But all you have to do is just, I guess these are following you. Huh? That's odd. And you can see how many you have and how many Cream have. And you just have to get to 11. See, she has 2. Now she's actually catching up. You have to race her. Crap. All you have to... Really? All you have to do is just race her and get ahead of her. It's not unlike the... Oh, wow. It's not unlike the Metal Sonic race. I hate this one. I've never enjoyed this challenge. It's always been a pain. And I've never found it fun at all. Crap. This is where I was slow last time. And there was actually a Chow up there. I believe I missed it. Probably missed 2, I think, if I'm not mistaken. Now, in the interest of speed, it just you may think it's faster to go ahead and just try to collect every single Chow that you can, but no, not really. Because they give you plenty of Chow to get, more than you need. You don't actually have to go after every single Chow you see. You can actually just wait for the ones that are on the way. And you still have to go to get to the goal with the chow that you get. Thankfully, that if you take damage, you will not lose the chow that you gain. I guess you have to, once you gain the required number of chow, you still have to race cream to it. That just means, you know, if you can get all the, if you get the necessary amount of chow, and the cream gets that same amount of chow, the event will not immediately end. But if she does get to the goal, the signpost first, you will lose. So you do have to keep that in mind. And you still have to go fast. But you know, see, I got I guess 4 over, and you know, think about how many cream had, and just how many extra there are there. Artwork 99, and just how many available chow that there are. And you can easily just go after every single chow that is on the way. You know, that questionable shortcut that I took, you can, you know, go along there. That'll definitely help save time, and it'll just make it a lot easier on you, instead of, you know, going after every single chow like I was doing first, and that's how I lost. You know, you have plenty of chow, you can go after them. There is a set number of chow, and you know, Cream doesn't have her own set, and Sonic doesn't have his own set. It's all looped together. You know, there's a set number of chow in the level, and both you and Cream can collect them. We're sitting here watching the doppelganger, and you can see here he is actually just waiting for the platforms to move before he continues on. As you saw that I took a kind of shortcut. I have to be careful through this section. I'm never really good at this section through here, so I do have to take it a little bit easy through this section, or through that section back there. Just remember, you do not gain any bonuses for having enough rings or anything. It's all time-based. If you do care about the S ranks, which I don't know why you would, but you know, if you do, it's all time-based. You will gain no bonuses for collecting a certain amount of rings. I'm not even sure that you can get lives by collecting 100 rings. I guess that was a shortcut. Okay. It's odd. I guess this is another path you can go. And as I said before in part 3, it would seem that we are actually going through the same. Oh wow, the doppelganger is way ahead of me. It would seem that we're going through the same tower that modern Sonic runs through, instead of running down the side of it. We run through the interior of it, so you can actually see what the hotel looks like. And it seems like I took a massive shortcut. So yeah, I don't even know which path I took. It's probably an S ring path. I wouldn't be surprised if it actually was, but you can see, it seems like the doppelganger is just standing still almost. I guess now he's on that rocket. So you can just see how massive a shortcut that was. But now he is catching up on me. Have to go a little bit faster through here. Hopefully I can make it. Yeah, I shouldn't have any. Well, wow, he's gaining on me rapidly. Oh crap, that's not what I needed. I'm just about there, and there we go. Cutting it way too close. But there you go. That's a pretty good shortcut. If you can utilize it for the rest of the level, that'll definitely help you out going through that shortcut. And I don't even know which route I took. I think I fell. Instead of heading up where I wanted to, I just had used the spin dash and it fell. The spin dash is kind of like Classic Sonic's boost, and it will hurt you in the same way that the boost will. You know how sometimes you can get in trouble with the boost with Super Chemical Plant Zone, the original version. That's nice. Like the boost can get you in trouble with Modern Sonic, this will definitely resisting arrest. Beware of boosted all the time. So all I have to do is watch out for these E6 speeders, and just reach the goal in time. But yeah, the spin dash will definitely get you in trouble a lot of the time if you use it. So you do want to manage how you use it and when you use it and all that. So I guess all you have to do is just make sure you don't take damage, and then there's just going to be a whole bunch of these E6 speeders around where they normally wouldn't be in levels. So I don't believe if you take damage, it's an instant death or an instant failure. You just have to watch out for them. It's just, there's going to be a whole bunch of them. Kind of like the Buzz Bomber challenge from Green Hill Zone, where there was a whole bunch of Buzz Bombers. I do want to go fast through this section, though. But be careful just so that you don't end up landing on anything you don't want to. And thankfully they won't chase you around like they quite as much as their original versions would in Sonic Adventure. Those, especially once you got into the daytime sections, they would just come at you from nowhere and always ruin your rings, or ruin your chance of getting a whole bunch of rings in that level if you weren't careful, if you wasn't paying attention all the time, and you definitely had to be just going through the courtyard. Yeah, this seems to be the same exact path that I took last time while going through the doppelganger race. So if you can figure out how to get through there, that'll definitely help save you quite a bit of time. And there we go. That was actually pretty fun. It wasn't too difficult. Those types of challenges, while I still don't like the challenges, those challenges are pretty fun. And they're just something new for you to do. And just replay value, giving you something else to do other than just the main game. Don't tell me I can get back up there. I could probably, but this is another way to get up there. High speed challenge to collect power sneakers to reach the goal before time runs out. I don't know how this one will actually work on Speed Highway, since there is so much platforming here. But if it's anything like, I believe it was Chemical Plant Zone, that we had the high speed challenge one, if this one is anything like that one, it should give you more than enough time, and it shouldn't be too difficult outside of just the platforming. And they start to just pass the helicopters. Or maybe it was Green Hill Zone this high speed challenge one was in. I don't remember right off the top of my head right now. I'd rather forget the challenges myself. That's why I don't remember them exactly. As I've said before, I'm not a really big fan of the challenges, so I don't remember them all the time. Okay, this is going to come back to bite me not hitting that, I'm sure. What the? Okay, that was weird. But it's always nice when you can bypass a bunch of BS like that just by using the spin dash. That's why the boost in the spin dash is actually very useful. It can sometimes get you through a section that would give you a lot of trouble, or it can kill you very easily. Both the boost and the spin dash can do that. And let me see. It doesn't seem too difficult. This challenge doesn't. The speed shoes are not giving me any trouble like they would. I don't believe they actually. That's a shame. Just about, if I hadn't hesitated there, or even if I hadn't went back for that checkpoint, I wouldn't have messed up, or I would have been able to get the S rank. But it doesn't seem like the jumping, unless you're. Doesn't seem to make you move around too fast, so you can still be pretty precise with the speed shoes, so they don't mess you up like they did in the original Sonic games. Like, those are just terrible. You almost didn't. You almost never wanted to use the speed shoes while going through those levels. Okay, I guess it is going to land here somewhere. There we go. Marble Garden Zone. Yeah, that's a level for music in a game like this. But anyway, doing okay time-wise. If I can hurry up, I may be able to do Act 2 for Speed Highway and continue my 2 zones per area. a hot pursuit. Avoid getting hit by the pursuing enemies and get to the goal in time. But yeah, if I can hurry, I can get through Act 2 and still continue to do my 2 zones per video thing. I would like to do that, but it seems like I'm cutting it short time-wise as I'm going along. But I really can't say that 100% because Sky Sanctuary is kind of a faster than airmail, the tornado. Sky Sanctuary is a special case. It's not something that is going to give me trouble like that every single time, and most definitely not every single level will give me that much trouble. Let's see what the sprinkler will do. You cannot outrun it for very long. You can for short bursts, but it will definitely catch right back up to you. So you always have to be on the move. Always trying to use the boost, but even if you do even if you can't get ahead for very long, it's still right there waiting for you. So you always have to be thinking ahead and always planning where to, getting ready whenever you see a long stretch to use the boost. Oh, don't tell me it didn't open anything. I guess it did because it's giving me a whole bunch more rings. You're thinking about whenever you're using the spin dash whenever possible. You can actually hit the sprinklers, but I don't believe it actually does anything for you. It may knock them, stun them for a second or a second and a half, but I don't see any point in wasting the time hitting the sprinklers, so I don't do it, and I don't promote doing it, but it may actually help you. I don't know. I haven't seen any benefit from it, though. Sadly, you cannot actually skip the... Oh, well, I don't know how to skip the color coming back, so that's why I have to sit there and wait for it. This one isn't too difficult. You just have to time it right so that you can get it. Oh, I guess it goes up in the air. That was weird. Okay, well, I'll go ahead and start down here, and I'll just work my way. Well, I guess I can work my way around like I did with Classic Sonic. And I'll just start here and then just work my way around, as I said, like I did with Classic. Grab as many rings as you can while drifting to get to the goal in time. Oh man, I do remember this one. This one is a pain in the butt. It's just one of those BS ones where you have to. I don't think you have to collect the rings while you're drifting, but I believe that's where the biggest rows of rings will be. So you have to time it just right and then drift. And it's just BS. And I hate challenges like this in other games. Alright. And you can see there well, okay. Maybe not. Maybe you can just, it doesn't seem like it gives me a set number of rings to actually collect, so... And the boost does, well, I guess the boost does seem to be picking up, but you can see there, right there, how, come on, get off the damn wall. How, small the box, or the window is to grab the rings. In Sonic Unleashed, I'd be grabbing all these rings, but in this game, sadly, that is not the case. I guess you have to use the boost or the drift. They definitely seem to have tightened it up a lot more from Sonic Colors, and Sonic Colors definitely tightened it up a lot more from Sonic. I guess all you had to do is just get to the goal in time while drifting. That was weird. And they didn't tighten up a whole lot more than they did in Sonic Colors, but they didn't make it a gimmick like they did in Sonic Colors, which is always an improvement whenever you can make something not a gimmick. It's always a positive thing. Sonic Heroes. Or I guess that's the theme song for Sonic Heroes. So I did that one already. Drill baby drills. Smash your way through boxes as you descend to the goal before time runs out. So that's not too difficult. It shouldn't be too difficult. At least it doesn't sound very difficult. I'm sure it is. But anyway. Sorry. Anyway, yeah. I don't know. That's kind of gives me mixed feelings, depending on how, what they do or what they have me do. I was gonna say I don't think you actually have to boost through there, and you can kind of tell what you have to do. You just have to make your way down by boosting, or not boosting, by using the stomp move. And obviously dodging anything that could potentially kill you, which is not too difficult. Just being without a rings stink. Takes away any security that you may have. And it's not too difficult to actually use the boost to clear sections. Oh, that's just great. It's not too difficult to use the boost to clear sections of blocks so that you can grab clocks and all that. The only thing is that okay, so that's what'll happen if you use the boost on those platforms. Guess I should have seen that one coming. Oh crap. Yeah, see, like a section through here, this is where I believe I will... Oh, wow. There will not be any S rings, or not S rings, red star rings in these challenges either, so you don't have to worry about going along any special paths or anything like that to go after red star rings. But yeah, that wasn't too difficult. Definitely could have did it a lot better and a lot faster, but it was surprisingly easy. You just have to time the jump with if you want to use the boost to go under a bomb or something like that. All you have to do is just kind of time the jump to either go as high as you need to or as low as you need to. If you need to go low, I suggest doing just a light hop. If you need to go a little bit higher, you may want to hold it so that you can get a longer jump. It won't be like the jump in Sonic Colors. It won't send you up nearly as high. But since all Sonic games really, holding the jump button down longer has always proven to be best, because you can gain quite a bit of height, while but it's not nearly as much as in Sonic Colors. But anyway, so yeah, this one won't be too difficult. Speed Highway, is pretty fun. I like it. So, but through this first section, you have to get everything just perfect, or you can actually lose quite a bit of time to the doppelganger. As you can see now, we're about right, pretty much close together, where you should be in the same building. And or just again, just take as many shortcuts as possible. This is definitely a very big shortcut you can take. But it still doesn't seem to be gaining much time on the doppelganger, sadly. We'll try to head over here, see what we can do. Now this is just like in the original Speed Highway. Once you got off the helicopter, you could actually land on a set of square platforms and use some E6. I guess they were just called spinners back then, but you could use spinners to go along there, use the homing attack on them, and go along through that section, and go along a different section of the level. It wouldn't bring you into the hotel area, like that one, like that area did, but it would. I believe it was kind of in the same area. Like I said, it wouldn't bring you near the hotel, but it would definitely. Yeah, it would definitely bring you to further along in the level, and save you quite a bit of time instead of doing the alternative, which would have been this is actually an S rank path, or not an S rank path, a Red Star ring path. Yeah, there should, in the original version, there will be an S rank along this path. And I'm out of boost, but thankfully I have plenty of time, and you can see well up. Oh, I thought that was the S rank. I guess I didn't make it quite as fast as I thought I did, but it's not that difficult of a level. I would say the original Speed Highway is a little bit harder than this one. While it doesn't have all the drifting sections like this one does, I would still definitely say it is Route 99. It's Rouge's car level from Sonic. Hot Pursuit. Chase a sprinkler enemy that's dropping rings. Collect a set number of rings the whole time. Aw, crap. Well, remember how well that one went in Sonic, or in Chemical Plant. But Route 99, I think that's from Rouge's car level, if I'm not mistaken. No? I think it's actually a Sonic Advance 3 level, Route 99. Because Rouge's car level was Route 208, I think. Yeah, if I'm not mistaken, it was Route 208 or something like that. Yeah, so definitely you want to be in this section to collect as many rings as possible. Similar to the last section in Sonic, or in that Chemical Plant Zone. You always want to keep him in sight and just make sure that the rings that he is dropping do not get too, do not start to disappear. Sadly, they will not flash and vanish like they would in other Sonic games. They would let you know, oh, hey, I'm running out of time. You have got to be kidding me, really? Guess that adds a layer of difficulty, as if this wasn't difficult enough. I don't know if I'll make it now. That should have put me right where I need to be. Or that section should have put me right where I need to be, but now I don't know if I'll make it. As long as he doesn't drop freaking bombs on me again, I should be okay. I really hate this challenge, this type of challenge. I have to collect a set number of rings as quickly as possible, and then they can drop frickin' bombs on you. Like, there's nothing. Come on, that is just. Yeah, seriously, like, why drop so many bombs behind you? You cannot honestly catch any of those rings. Maybe if you time it just right, but I seriously doubt it. Oh, come on. Alright, I'm gonna get out of here now. Screw collecting more rings. I want to make sure that he doesn't drop bombs on me, so it looks like he will drop quite a bit at the end there. So if you can halfway point, I guess that's beat half of the challenges. I'll take a look at challenges. See if I can skip this. Nope. Sadly, I have to watch the color come back to the world. I'll take a look at the challenges and see. I doubt I've beat. I guess that's combined. No. Oh, okay. I guess I did get halfway. Because there's that. I guess I won't BS it like I did in. There we go. Artwork 103. See, I guess I did get halfway. But there you go. That's Speed Highway and Sky Sanctuary complete. So I thank you for watching. The challenge of the video is how many chow was there in the chow chow hunt that I did with Cream. Remember, all the chow that chow would not have missed. Cream would not have missed any chow that I missed. So you can look at that and that will tell you how many. Well, okay, forget that. How many chow did did I and Cream collect in the entire chow hunt? Both my first try and my second try. Thank you for watching. Next time we will finish the Dreamcast era. So until then, later everyone.